So, fairly recently, the 2026 Critics' Choice Awards were held, and naturally, there has been some conversations revolving around one particular award, even though there's been a growing feeling that these awards have been becoming less and less relevant when it comes to telling us as the audience which movies are good and worth watching, because they seem to nominate and award the same types of films year after year. But each year, even though people claim they don't care, things still get pretty heated, and this Best Actor award definitely had some people talking. The nominees were Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, Timothee Chalamet, Marty Supreme, Wagner Moores for The Secret Agent, Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, and Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon. Now, in all fairness, the only movie I'd watched in full is Sinners from this group. I'd even made a review on it here on my channel a few months ago, but I had only seen the trailers for all the others. I did have plans to actually watch Marty Supreme when it came out, but there were two major problems with that. The first being that it came out on Christmas Day. I hate when they do that. And secondly, none of the theaters where I live is showing the film, so I haven't been able to see it, but regardless, it had looked okay. Kind of like your quintessential guy who doesn't give up and beats all the odds type of story that these award shows are obsessed with. From the trailer, I could tell that this was going to end up being a contender if it were to be nominated during this award season, which it did end up being. So, as you might have guessed, the award for Best Actor was given to Timothee Chalamet for the film Marty Supreme. So, Timothy gave his speech, of course, where he thanked everyone and randomly talked about his partner, Kylie Jenner, who he has been dating for a little while now, but he's never really talked about before, especially not in an awards acceptance speech. So it was a little weird because he was usually very nonchalant about her, but maybe they're now getting serious, who knows. But after this speech is when people started sharing their feelings and sentiments, with many people feeling strongly about Michael B. Jordan not getting the award. So many people felt like he had been the most deserving.
Call me crazy, but I think Timothée Chalamet maybe should have did what Adele did whenever she won Best Album over Beyonce's Lemonade. And she'd been like, I can't accept this award. Because how can you? How can you? Come on. Come on. The impact that Sinners had. Come on. And Marty Supreme, it came out 2 weeks ago.
Now, there was a reason I had brought up the whole Kylie Jenner thing, because there were some people asserting this theory that it was possible that Kris Jenner, Kylie's mother of course, had purchased the award for Timothy. And they were saying that that could explain why, out of nowhere, he was so eager to talk about Kylie in his acceptance speech. But this whole theory about Kris Jenner purchasing the award for Timothy is just a rumor. Obviously, none of this has been proven, but Kris is definitely the type of mom I could see doing just about anything for her kids to be happy, but I just don't think she had a part to play in this in particular. Now, folks over on TikTok especially had a lot, and I mean a lot, to say about this whole Michael B. Jordan and Timothée Chalamet situation, with some folks understanding or theorizing why Timothy might have gotten the award over Michael.
Bad movie does not equal bad performance, and a good movie does not equal good performance. A movie might not be that good, but your performance in that movie could be really good, where you could be nominated. Just because you didn't like the movie doesn't mean the performance is not good. And the whole Michael B. Jordan and Timothée Chalamet, people keep talking about Michael B. Jordan not winning, so it's a snub for Sinners. And like, Sinners was the best movie. Yes, Sinners was definitely my second favorite movie of the year last year. It was good. But that doesn't mean Michael B. Jordan was snubbed. Sinners still was nominated for 5 awards, 7 awards here and there. It doesn't mean Sinners is being snubbed. Sinners is still going to take home awards with every ceremony. And Michael B. Jordan doesn't win. Does he deserve to win? I definitely think he's one of the top ones, but this award ceremony can go either way. You need to separate the performance from the actors to the movie itself.
But then there were also theories as to why he might have won, but they still believe that Michael's acting was better, and so was the overall film.
I believe he won because he had the opportunity to be judged almost entirely on his solo performance.
When it comes to Michael B. Jordan versus Timothée Chalamet, award bodies and a lot of critics and some viewers often reward the most acting. And what I mean by that is they often reward the most, visual measurement of a performance. And I think that's one of the reasons why biopics are so popular in award spaces, because you can hold the actor or actress's performance next to the real life person and see that they did a lot of acting.
Michael B. Jordan had a better performance than Timothée Chalamet, at least from a linguistic standpoint. While Michael B. Jordan's 1930s Mississippi Delta accent is pretty on point in Sinners, Timothee Chalamet doesn't even sound like he's trying to do the accurate accent in Marty Supreme.
Now, there was also a take that I thought was pretty interesting, which came from the creator Ari the Architect over on TikTok, where she shares that she wasn't really surprised that Michael had lost to Timothy, and this was her reasoning as to why.
It's not surprising that Michael B. Jordan lost to Timothee Chalamet, because black actors don't win when they're playing a character of substance. Prime example, Denzel Washington didn't win Best Actor for playing Malcolm X.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked.
He won when he played a corrupt cop.
What you think we're gonna do? We're gonna roll up in the black and white, huh?
Example number 2, Halle Berry didn't win when she played Dorothy Dandridge.
Tonight I'll take my bows and exit stage rear, go through the kitchen, past the casino, around the pool that I'm apparently too dirty to swim in.
No, she won playing a single mother living in poverty.
I wasn't good, but I did every single thing.
So it's not surprising. It's the same story every single time. Now, they'll give you Best Supporting Actor or Actress. They give those out all day long. But to win that huge award, the award that matters most, you must conform to the position that they see you in. And that's just show business.
So in short, she's saying that black actors don't really receive awards when they play a role or part that actually isn't stereotypical or where they're not playing the villain. So in essence, if you're not playing a drug kingpin or a broke single mom or heck, even a slave in one of those historical movies, there's a good chance your name isn't getting selected. She also had another video where she spoke on the recent Golden Globe win by Teyana Taylor for One Battle After Another, which she starred in alongside Leonardo DiCaprio.
2 things can be true at once. Teyana Taylor can give a great performance and be awarded for said performance, while also acknowledging the way that Hollywood awards black actors for playing stereotypical roles. I made a video about this a couple of days ago in regards to the whole Michael B. Jordan and Timothee Chalamet debacle. And the 2 examples that I brought up were Denzel Washington winning for Training Day and Halle Berry winning for Monsters Ball. Both had the aspect of these accomplished actors winning in roles that were either not favorable or stereotypical. And both had the aspect that they were a black actor and a mostly white-led cast. It does not mean that they didn't deserve the award or that the award should have gone to someone else. It is simply a pattern. We hardly ever see black actors win in big categories in films that are mostly black-led. And the reason is that black-led films, where the film is a mostly black cast, they're not taken seriously.
But overall, I'm not saying that there haven't been a few black actors able to receive an award for playing a part of substance like Ari had put it, but I'm just saying that there just haven't really been that many. Now, there's just been this growing sentiment that maybe Hollywood, that claims to be this super open and liberal and diverse place, isn't really as open-minded as you may think. If you don't fit inside this little box and stay within the limits that have been set for you, then you're not getting this award. I think the same can be said for non-black actors as well to an extent, but that's another conversation for another day. But I think Hollywood wants to see a specific narrative or a set of stories come from each individual group. And when they see the opposite, it's almost like they don't know what to do with it. Because there's also been another theory, that I want to present, where people have been saying that directors and writers have been so focused on producing award-winning shows and movies, so much so to the point that they forget the actual reason for putting out the work. It's to release something entertaining. It seems like their overall focus now is just to clean up during award season rather than to put out something actually good for the audience. Not saying that Marty Supreme wasn't, because I haven't seen it yet, but I'm just speaking broadly. Now, me personally, I do agree with some of these ideas and theories, but I would say that I do think that Michael might have lost because Sinners was overall a really good film. And even though he literally played the heck out of 2 characters, and I thoroughly believe that at the time of me watching it, that there were 2 separate people in this film, I don't think it gave him the opportunity to really stand out. because there were several different characters being focused on at one time, and it was more of a team effort rather than just relying solely on one person's individual story. I think if there was just a little more focus, maybe placed on Smoke and Stack, Michael's characters in the film, there might have been more time for the viewers to really see Michael's acting as a standalone.
Now let me tell you something. Michael B. Jordan acted his butt off in Sinners. He played twin brothers. He was amazing. But let me tell you why I think he did not win. The thing I loved about Sinners is that I felt like a lot of actors had great screen time. Timothee Chalamet was on screen for 98% of Marty Supreme. He was the movie. And he also acted his butt off. Michael B. Jordan wasn't in 98% of Sinners. I'd say 70. My only bone to pick is that they should have separated the categories, because Marty Supreme is a musical comedy and Sinners is a motion picture, and I feel like you cannot put them in one category. My thoughts.
But I think that was the only thing that I could really point out that might have changed things, but again, who knows? But then you had the inability to really categorize the film itself, because with Marty Supreme and a few of the other movies I had mentioned in this category, there was a pretty good understanding of what genres these films fit into, and they kind of fit into them pretty neatly. But with Sinners, it was almost like you had to think about it for a little bit, because it was genuinely a whole lot of things wrapped up into one. But there was also a belief that Sinners as a whole, Ryan Coogler, the director included, was snubbed. Now, they have been getting quite a few Grammy nominations for this year, from Best Songs Written for Visual Media to Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media. It also made history as the most nominated film at the Grammys, with a total of 6 nominations. So clearly the music was fire, but when it came to the film itself, I guess these Academy and award committees just didn't think it made the cut. But it did manage to take home the awards for Best Young Actor/Actress. That went to Miles Caton. Now, I thought he, along with the rest of the entire cast, really did an amazing job, and this was actually his first ever feature film. This was his debut, and he's already been out here winning awards. So I see great things in his future for sure, and he could sing too, so good for him. Now, even though there has just never really been that much award attention or action for Ryan Coogler, Delroy Linda, who had played Delta Slim in the movie, he did get up there when they had won for Best Casting and Ensemble, because that was an awesome cast all around, of course. But Delroy had got up there and decided to say a few words about Michael and Ryan to give them their well-deserved shine time. Now, I personally do think that for the rest of the award season, this is probably going to play out the exact same way. Typically, I notice how you tend to start the award season is how it continues to go from one show to the next until you get all the way to the Oscars. So I think Timothy is probably going to get all the ones that he was nominated for, but I do think that there is a chance that Michael could still be selected as the winner for something, because he did win the 2026 Best Actor Award at the Astro Film Awards. Now, the Sinners film also did well there as well, but it's not really seen as that big of a deal as, say, the Golden Globes or Oscars, you know? So the film is getting attention, however, I don't know if it's necessarily getting the praise it deserves. Now, I'll be making another video about Black cinema in the future though, because I do really want to dive into my thoughts about it and how it's evolved throughout the decades, but also how in some areas it's been pretty stagnant. So do stay tuned for that. Let me know your thoughts on this video though down in the comments, and I'll catch you all in the next one.